It's your boy Bleed. It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always. It's been a long day, I mean a long week, maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Best to bring your good foot, ladies gonna be dancing on the ceiling. Cocky and appealing, possibly revealing. Getting sideways like a bridesmaid as she vibrate. If you a lightweight, hope you hydrate. We gon' tip the bottles back, busting out the fat sacks. People wearing costumes, chewing on a mushroom. Something like a wonderland, understand? Going down the rabbit hole with my kinfolk to another land. Damn, I said we do it like this. Magic carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, believers, and welcome to Crypto Winter. My name is Bleaves. This is Breakfast with Bleaves, but you wouldn't know that if you looked at the screen. Now you would. We are going to talk today about the Bitcoin price, the Ethereum price. Luna Classic is up 6% on the day. The U.S. pre-markets are looking kind of janky, probably down, but I got a feeling that we're in the middle of another fake out and that we might start to see a rally happen later on today. And there's a reason for that. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit too, because all of the data that seems to be coming out is pointing to a rapid and quick recovery on all of the crypto market. So first of all, let's get into the comment section. And good morning, Ulysses. Good morning, Diggy. Good morning, Crypto B. J. Manuel. Good morning, Wizard Cell. Good morning. Back in Volt Chat, I saw what is going on. Good morning, Pocahontas. Greg M. Good morning. Flip Wilson. What is going on, my man? So it is. Ooh, Flip Wilson. If you take the Wilson H, it's FTX. He is FTX. So there you go. First of all, let's get into the Bitcoin chart, and you can see right here that we're starting to get a little bit of consolidation, maybe before a rally. We don't know for sure, but from what I'm hearing, we're going to see some kind of rally. Now, I'm not sure if that rally goes beyond where we are right now. This is the trend line right now, and as you can see right here, we've been talking about this trend line for a little while. What happened? Then we dropped down here, and we had that little consolidation move over here. By the way, does this or does this not look like the 30,000 to 20,000 move that was caused when we found out that Elon Musk of the Tesla, Elon Musk was nothing but a paper-handed Jeet, a side ass hoe, a weak-handed paper nothing burger. That is so awesome. I just can't stop saying that, because the recognition that Elon Musk and listen, here's my question for Elon Musk. I don't really have a whole lot of questions about Tesla. I want a Tesla just because I think he's a weirdo. Doesn't mean that I don't want his car, right? But here's my question. What does he call his sister? Now, it's my understanding that his father married his daughter, who he adopted when she was 13 years old, and now they're married. And I think that is just so creepy. So That is just like, wow, that's crazy. But first of all, that means that that's Elon's sister. So does he have to call her sis or mom? Or does he call her sister mom or mom sis? It's got to be something, right? Maybe he calls her Stan. I don't know. I don't even know what her name is. Mrs. Musk, I guess. But like, that's crazy shit, right? We can at least agree that Elon Musk is a very smart guy whose dad is a real creeper. Jesus Christ. What are the odds? What are the odds that his phone number and email address were found on Hunter Biden's laptop? You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, crazy shit happening, right? With Elon Musk. And listen, Elon Musk, it turns out his idea of contraceptive is to just and then say, don't get pregnant and hope for the best. So that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Like this guy is turning into be just an absolute drove of crazy shit right now. His engagement, by the way, if you ever go pay attention, his engagement is just way down on his. You see a lot more engagement from him about 6 months ago, as he just, I don't know what is going on. But anyway, back to Bitcoin. We're starting to see a little bit of a pump back from this little depth down here. And we're seeing the same thing happen. We got a big wick right now on the Ethereum chart, taking us back up. And you can see the RSI is showing a lot of strength right now. So we can see right here. But the problem is this is a long way to go. I mean, you guys, we back out here and we really look at this chart right now, and we see this is our line of, oh shit. This is the final line of support right here, and you're seeing how close we're getting to it. And this really is, if we're being technical right here, then we're saying that this is kind of the like this might put us into this this triangle pattern. And if it puts us into this triangle pattern, then we are headed down even further. So there's a lot of nervous sentiment in the market right now. And now here's the good things, right? We got to flip over and we got to do the good. We got to do the good. Good morning, Prez. And morning, Mark Kelly. Juice in the house. Franklin Ronnie says that Hulk will make you rich in the future. And by the way, Hulk is up a like 12 or 15% so far on the day. On a day when the markets are pumping in the opposite direction, the Hulk army seems to be pumping its way right up. So pre-markets are at 248 negative, and then a negative 33.50, and then a negative 124. Which that's not enough to really say that we're going to have a big capitulation in the markets. It was up as high as 300 at one point. I think that it had even reached 1,000 at some point over the weekend, because people were saying, oh my God, everything's going to be like, but it wasn't. The problem, by the way, was the DXY was way, way, way up here a few hours ago, and it has suddenly corrected, and we're starting to see an absolute fall for the DXY. Now, the DXY is tied directly to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that when we see it coming down, then we know that crypto is going up. So we shall see. But this is the interesting part. This is the interesting article that we got from Bitcoin. As Bitcoin has danced around 20,000 this weekend, a positive sign is the growth in the amount of key whale addresses. There's a correlation between Bitcoin's price and the amount of addresses holding 100 to 10,000 Bitcoin, and they're up 103 in the past 30 days. So that means that we've got now 103 new whales. So, guys, that means that the holders, the potentially the diamond-handed people that Elon Musk is not. Oh God, I just love saying it. You paper-handed hoe. I swear to God. God, man, look, Elon Musk put a lot of effort into proving that he was one of those crypto enthusiasts, one of those crypto people, and it was all a big lie. And we got to get over the big lie, but I can't, because I just it's so awesome just to know that all of these people that were like, oh, whatever Elon Musk says, it must be. No, it's not. He's a paper-handed hoe just like you were. You know what I mean? He got rich off of Tesla. He got rich off of taking people's money and giving it to other people. PayPal. He got rich off of those kind of things. He didn't get it, and he lives in a $58,000 mini home. That's awesome. But he drives around in a Tesla, so you know. Anyway, so I'm having an Elon Musk weekend. What can I say? So anyway, there is a Hulk movie coming out called World War Hulk, and you saw on She-Hulk version, the She-Hulk episode 2, you saw that Bruce was aboard a Sakari vessel, which means that he is heading back to the planet Sakaar. And for those of you that pay attention, that is where Planet Hulk took place. And if you're familiar with that, at the end of Planet Hulk, Kyra, the Old Strong, which is his wife, who is pregnant with his child, who, by the way, his name is Scar, they're celebrating the liberation of Sakaar, and while they're celebrating, they hear a beeping inside of the spaceship that he was sent to Sakaar by, and he was sent to Sakaar by the Illuminati, which was Black Bolt, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Professor Xavier. I mean, there's probably no women in there because it was Marvel and it was the old days, but it'll be more diverse now when they pop the Illuminati out for the real Marvel universe. But they sent him into space, and then they detonated the vehicle, and that kills everybody on the planet, and that really pisses the Hulk off. So he takes a big chunk of rock from the planet Sakaar, throws it at the Earth, and then jumps on it in order to ride it all the way to Earth with Meek and Korg and the rest of them, which are called the Warbound, by the way. And they stop by the moon beforehand, and Hulk beats the ever-loving shit out of Black Bolt before World War Hulk starts. And that means Hulk comes to Earth, takes over New York City, and turns Yankee Stadium and Madison Square Gardens into gladiator arenas and makes the other heroes fight to the death. So in case you're wondering if I'm a nerd, yeah. So anyway, the other part here is traders are now shorting the markets after Jerome Powell's hawkish statements on the U.S. economy. As these bets against crypto prices come in, the likelihood of a weekend rebound increases. There are massive amounts of shorts that have been taken over the last little while. And when you have this many shorts, then you're going to start feeling better, because the end result of this is the more shorts that are taken, when the price dips, the more these guys are going to buy a whole bunch at that lower price, and they're going to start pumping that price back up again. And we may have even seen it. We may have even seen the shorting, because if you go back to the chart and you think about where were we on Friday before all of this happened, and it was at 1704. Then the question is, are we hitting that spot down here at 1432 where this has happened? It's not a spoiler. Look, it's not a spoiler if the books are 20 years old. It's not a spoiler. It's no longer a spoiler. You know what I mean? Snape kills Dumbledore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not spoiler anymore. It's 20-year-old book. So anyway, so maybe this was the area, and now we're starting to see these shorts get liquidated, and they're buying them back up to take their loans back to the people that they borrowed from. And we don't have a pattern, by the way. I don't really have a pattern other than I mean, we can see here that maybe there's might be able to argue that this is going this way right here. This is a falling wedge pattern, and that's not good. So now, however, here's the other part, is that is coming off of this. So there might be a case. You might see people start to argue over the next couple days and make a case that this is because it's coming from the bottom, that we've got a pennant formation and that it's going to break to the upside, because you do kind of have it playing out but it really, like, we're in kind of a catastrophic moment. So it's very difficult to say that there's anything bullish about what's happening. So it's early right now. And in fact, we're always looking for a pattern to form. And the only one that really is forming is that kind of, I guess maybe we are going to break upside. Huh. We might hit this channel again, 1586, 1585, somewhere in this neighborhood, before we start making moves, because people are going to want to take profit, and then it's going to be somewhere in this area. So anywhere from 1550 to 1600, we'll probably hit this. We'll probably get a bounce if we do, back down to test the bottom before there's any breakout, if there is a breakout on this. So that would be a guess at this point, though. But what we should be looking at, by the way, if you're not already, is look at what is forming over here on Terra Classic. The classic symmetrical triangle has formed. It is coming off of the pennant. This is the absolute pennant formation, and you are, it looks like, about to witness the absolute breakout right here of Terra Classic. By the way, there is no burn yet. They have not implemented a burn on Terra Classic. That doesn't come until mid-September. So when you're looking at what's going on right here, remember, it would be better to see that breakout happen a couple days from now. But I mean, this is a perfect consolidation, most likely. And if you ever wonder, then you can always go to forex.academy and look at your charts and see where it's going to break. So if you're breaking from the upside, this is a symmetrical triangle, and it's going to break towards that upside. And we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact. Now we're on number 6, and we just hit number 7. This should be the breakout spot if this is playing out. Now you could argue that this was an early pump, and that the symmetrical triangle started over here, and that this is part of the flag. So you could say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then we're breaking out from there. But you're just, at this point, the formation is there, the pattern has happened. So now it's just a matter of watching it play out. So let's move on to the Inu market and see where we are. Hulk's down now. But just a few minutes ago, Hulk was up like 12% on the day. So we might be minting. Let's see what we're doing on the hour. Looks like we had a little sell down in the last hour. A couple of jeets there. You know what? It happens every once in a while. Somebody's going to have to buy that back. But 540,000 market cap still. And 20,000 in volume. You want to see more volume. You obviously want to see more volume. But this market has been absolutely brutal. However, if you guys remember, we formed this line right here, and what are we doing? We formed this line. We probably haven't talked about Hulk Inu since the AMA a couple days ago, and what is happening right now? We hit the line, we bounce back off. We hit the line, bounce back off. Hit the line, bounce back off. Continuing to form new highs. So you don't want to break that. Obviously, it's broken here a couple times, but they're minor, and it goes right back into that channel. That's what you want to see every single time. So time to pack for the upside on this one, and to see a move here right now from 91 to about 11 would give you about a 20% bump over the course of the day, and still up 21% on the week. So while the rest of the crypto market has tanked, it should be noted that if you had taken all of your money out of Ethereum and put it into Hulk Inu right now, you would be mooning. Crazy. Shift is up 4.3%. Probably just a buy or two as we get to. Yeah, it's just a buy because the market is now changing. The sentiment is moving in the new direction. Hopefully, it'll sustain. WAGMI's up 1%. Saitama is up 0.4%. I don't think Saitama I don't think anything about Saitama is really up at this point, although you're seeing it bounce. By the way, all we got to do is extend the channel here, and you can still see that it broke out just a little bit of that channel. I don't know if this is a fair move, because I think, yeah, it just formed newer lows. So, it's possible that it breaks to this upside and starts to test the top over here. It really needs an announcement, though, because I don't think that, this is a little bit too long a formation that we should probably be looking at. Yeah, at this point, we should probably be looking at another pattern to see how it's breaking. This should have broken. This should have broken to the upside. And Giant Wookiee, you don't have to worry about that, because the liquidity is locked for a very long time. And I think it's like 99% liquidity. And thank you for the 500 peso bomb, Pocahontas. Shout out to our Hulk community, Hulk Inu. So that one's a far different one than previously. And the Hulk Inu devs are fully doxed, and you can go see the AMA that I did with them the other day. Oh, by the way, speaking of AMAs, there won't be a BTFA AMA today. We are working on something magical right now, so we're going to see something pretty cool. Here we go. Thank you for the $10 bomb, Vader Prime. Good morning, sir. From Tax Haven Inu, we're 17 days old, over 550,000 market cap, sold all 200 of our NFTs within 9 hours on Saturday, and doing good in a bear market. When you have time, take a look. Well, you paid $10 for it, so let's go have a look. Now, guys, I've seen this around. I've seen Tax Haven Inu around, and it's looking very hulkish. It's having. Can I use hulkish, by the way? Can I say that a token now looks hulkish? We want to have as many points of contact as we can right now. So I think this is probably better to say that we probably broke out of that channel a couple of times. But as you can see right here, it's still trending towards the upside. Now, there's a large supply, and it's a low market cap, and it's Tax Haven Inu. So let's go over here and let's look first. As we pull that up, we're going to do this, and we're going to hit Token Sniffer. And I think that I think I looked this up before, and it was like a 100 of 100. It could be. I'll look. We're looking at it right now, expert. Ugh, don't like what you see here. Okay, listen. Token is sellable. This appears to be unsellable. So there's something wrong with the contract. Something going on right now, as a matter of fact, that looks a little bit weird. It's selling. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's four different wallets that are doing the selling. So I don't think that's accurate. Looks like the market cap was up over 600,000 just a few minutes ago, a couple hours anyway. So I don't think that's accurate. Yeah, Bobatama couldn't do anything. Like they were once Tornado Cash was out the door, so were they. There was nothing they could do. So in the white paper, it says NFTs offshore accounts collection. Okay, so 5% in, 5% out. Hey, that's a fair enough sort of tax. So here we go. The offshore collections. Gold membership status is achieved by owning an NFT that is common or higher in rarity. Membership will include perks such as gold status title, exclusive weekly limited token royalties, whitelist on future NFT sets, and free Tax Haven Inu merchandise. And then platinum holders who have a legendary NFT get the platinum status. Same thing as the other one, ETH royalties. Well, they get exclusive weekly limited token and ETH royalties, whitelist and discounts on future sets, free Tax Haven Inu merchandise, private membership group, and a 0 lifetime tax on the island. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. There's not really, like, listen, that's not really a use case at this point. So, it's not, people are looking for an actual function and utility, and this is kind of alarming. This is all right. So we've got max transaction fee modifier. It does contain the ability to block list. That's a honeypot potential, and the ownership is not renounced. So there's a lot to be nervous of when you're looking at this. And 78.8% of the liquidity is burned and locked for 15 days. Hold on one second. All right. And then 78.8% in Trust Wallet until 10 November. So, I mean, you've got September, October until November if you're making a play. But this really kind of makes me nervous all around. Bubble map, I'm going to assume there might have been an airdrop. There might have been something, but I don't know. Let's go look at it. Could be just a good spread, so you never know. Yeah, so this deployer wallet gave out a whole bunch, and there's a whole bunch of people holding very large supplies over here. So then those people holding supplies are sharing them with other people as it moves out. Now that could be that this right here might be an owner who's sharing it with an influencer or two along the way or something like that. Then you have a dead wallet with 19.2% in it. So and you've got these wallets moving tokens around as well. This one over here is moving tokens through multiple parties. That's a little nervous for me. That's just a little bit nervous for me. But if you're making money off of it, if you're continuing to make money, then good for you. Good morning from Pasadena, California. Get that crypto while it's on sale. It's not going to be on sale for much longer. I don't think so. I appreciate Hulk all day long. Yeah, I'm not calling it because that's not my job to call, but it makes me kind of feel a little nervous when I'm looking at it. So pre-market trading is at 222, so it looks like maybe we might lead off with something of a rebound. In the next few minutes, we're going to launch live, so we might see a little bit of recovery. The DXY looks like it has started to move back around. We need to see if we get a good Dow, by the way, then maybe we'll see a dip here. We'll start to see a little bit more dip in the Dow or the DXY, because we really need this thing to be down a lot lower for crypto to take off. But Bitcoin is about to pop 20,000 again. We're seeing some positive movement. The rest of the market, by the way, if you look around, I don't know what's going on with Avalanche, by the way. There's a lot of this, people are looking at this right here and they're saying like, oh, something's going on with Avalanche. And really so what happened was over the weekend, one of the, some guy who's involved with Avalanche says, I don't know if he's sitting down with the assholes that run that stupid, the stupid one, the one that tries to catch all the liberals saying lib stuff, whatever that idiot's name is. I don't know if that was it or not, but it said that they could sue the shit out of Solana. Here we go. Kyle Roach at the Roche Friedman, the secret Avalanche law firm. Here he explains how he can file a class action against Solana on behalf of Avalanche Labs, leaving people none the wiser. And he was true to his word and filed a class action lawsuit from Avalanche to Solana for some reason. Now here, if you come over here, this site's only been around since June, only has 5,000 followers, and CZ Binance is out here talking about this. I'm going to follow it. see what happens here and wait for an alert just to see what happens here. But it says Avalanche Labs attacks Solana and cons SEC in evil conspiracy. And then there's the website, cryptoleaks.info. And it really seems like it's focused on one specific thing. And there's only 3 articles on it ever. And then this is, are you a whistleblower? So I don't know. I mean, we'll see whether this thing is valid or not. There's no sponsors. That like this is some jank level shit, man. I'm not sure any of this is a real thing, but sure. Math implies total Avalanche Labs payment to Roche Friedman was $4.5 million, although KR claims 1% for him alone on video, so it could be more. February 2021, $4.5 million was 5.6% of the circulating supply. As the chart shows, as of February 10, 2021, Cyril Linux share of the token had suddenly climbed dramatically in value, peaking at over 60 million, more than 59 per token. So, I mean, there's plenty of conspiracy that goes along with this. The founding partners understand that Roche Friedman LLP represents Ava Labs. Ava Labs is a startup company that plans to distribute a certain amount of digital assets as part of its plans to building a new platform for decentralized asset and application. In exchange for legal services, Avalanche Labs has agreed to pay Roche Friedman a certain amount of tokens over a 36-month period beginning in September 2019. A copy of the Roche Friedman LLP lab retention agreement is attached, so you can see right there how much each one of these guys were getting. Foundation partners understand that Kyle Roach will be the originating attorney for Avalanche Labs. Will have 100% of the origination credit and any further consideration paid by eventually. So what? So there's a whole bunch of shit going on over here on Avalanche. If it's true, here's what's going on. Roche Friedman is litigating against Avalanche competitors to draw the SEC and the CFTC to them and away from Avalanche Labs. Roche ensures that there's no such thing as regulation for what they want to do. So, so the question, I guess the question is this. How do I feel about it? Kyle Roche, my goddamn hero. Because he's doing exactly what everybody wants you to do. I mean, like, why do you get an attorney? So that everything can be fair? No, you get an attorney so that you can be protected. And what is he doing? He's protecting Avalanche. Now, is he doing it the right way? That's for you to decide. I'm not your dad. I'm not your mom. I can't make the decision for you. Only you can prevent forest fire. You know what I mean? So, but I happen to think nice is what I think. He's taking care of his client, and that's what his job is. So I don't give a shit what he does. All right, so we led off with minus 211 in the Dow Jones, and now we'll see where it goes. We've got about a half hour for the market to settle before we then start to see what happens. But you can see right here, the DXY continues to decline. As it continues to decline, Bitcoin is now up 2% and continuing to pump. Maybe, just maybe, we hit those shorts down here. And if we hit those shorts down here, and that's where all of this this buyback started, then hopefully we've started a trend back upwards. So still early to see or say what's going on here. So I mean, we'll find out over the next little while. Uniswap, by the way, don't sleep on Uniswap. Hex did not get down to 35. So just so you guys know, my goal was to put like 20,000 into Hex and just let it ride for a little bit and see what happens. But it didn't hit this 35 again. So we're going to be taking a pass on that until it hits 35. When it hits 35 or a little bit lower, then we'll take a shot on it. And we got a notice here, man. Bone is taking off. Let's see if Bone is actually taking off, or if I just got hyped into looking because I'm interested. All right. Oh shit, Bones up. Hey, Bones taking off. They were absolutely right. This dump down here a couple days ago, back to 70 cents. Man, that was the opportunity to accumulate right there. If you have Bone in your wallet, then this is a good day for you because it looks like it's going to continue to soar right now. And by the way, if we continue to see Ethereum pump and we can get back into the 16 or 1700s, then you're going to see a lot of positive sentiment in the market. The market absolutely wants to run. Jesus Christ. The market absolutely wants to run right now. The only thing holding it back is the Dow Jones. Investor sentiment is still wonky. If you look at fear and greed, if you look at all those things, then there's a lot of fear coming back into the market. So, you have to deal with it. You have to have a little patience on it, and you have to basically just let it play out and then see if something doesn't happen. And by the way, you're seeing Bitcoin now at 2.5%, and you're seeing Ethereum at 5%. So it's starting to play out the way it normally would, and that is on these pumps that Ethereum is doubling up Bitcoin on its moves. Luna Classic has broken out of it's on a breakout right now. We'll see if it can. The whole idea here for Terra Classic is it needs to bounce out here and then use this as support to bounce back off and then maybe start to build some highs off of that. So we'll see if it does. And if it does, then we will consider that Luna Classic is now having a breakout. By the way, if you have not delegated and staked by now, then what is wrong with you? I had 9 million that I delegated, and you can see right here I have 992,000 left. And then you go over here and look at my stake, and you can see that I've earned 37,858 as rewards so far, which this kind of tells you like what it would break out to be at this point. So it's not very much. So 37,858 is probably what, 10, not even a cent. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 3, 3, $5. So $5 in a couple days of just staking my Luna Classic, which, you know what, I'll take that because I don't consider that this thing is going to actually do anything for probably a year, maybe two. And this is what I got over 2 days. So if you consider at the rate I'm accumulating, my staking, shit, I can't, history, here we go. So I delegated 2 days ago at 11 a.m. So let's call it, let's just say it's 24 hours. We'll just say that it's 48 hours. We'll just say it's 48 hours. So divided by 2 means that our daily total right here. So let's do that times 300. Let's just say 300 days, not even 365. That means I'll have 5.6 million more tokens. So instead of 10 million, I'll have 15 million in a year. So that would put me at a much better position if I continue to earn and continue to yield the way that I'm yielding right now. Then, we drop 2 zeros and it's 100x. Then that 5,680,650 times 0.12. Wait, 1, 3, 4. That makes that worth 75 grand. Like, that's shit is ridiculous. So I'm all in for Luna Classic. This shit might go crazy. What's going on, Blaylock? Luna Classic is making a move, man. It's making a move. What's going on, Breakfast Mod? So that's where, that's where a lot of these things are sitting right now. By the way, don't forget that you're not going to see Ethereum can't pump its way. It's going to take a while, so it's just not going to pump straight up. So, it's going to take a few hours. So we're going to see how the day goes. Dow Jones looks like it's still kind of treading water, down 200 points. So, we'll see how it goes over the course of the day. It looks like we're still getting that downward pressure on the DXY. So as long as the downward pressure continues, and as long as we keep pushing downward here, then we're going to see Bitcoin and Ethereum continue to move to the upside. And then that's going to lead to the rest of the market probably having a positive sort of reaction. So we'll see some of these things right here. We'll start to see these percentages go up. Hopefully we'll start to see somebody have a nice little breakout. Let's see if Cult's having a breakout. Cult is not even close to having a breakout. Shib having a breakout? Shib is not having a breakout. It's got a nice green candle, but that's a very small percent. So what's going on, Uncle Bam Bam? So that's not really a breakout either. What about the birds? Caw. I wonder how much Caw pays every month to have themselves trending. Caw is having a big move right now. In the last couple hours, they've gone from 4,000 to 46. So they're up. This says 6%, but it's more like 11 because that's in the 24-hour. But overnight, they had a nice big run. But listen, they're way down. It's all way down here. So they're not doing anything special. And then DC, which is Dogechain. Dogechain was moving heavily, by the way. I saw this last night as it was moving and just said to myself, like, Jesus Christ, I've already missed it. If I buy, I'm buying at the top, but it's still forming more top. So, if you get in on it, then more power to you. But, like for me, I just think that if I'm not in here at the beginning, I don't think that you never know when this thing is going to break down, is all I'm saying. And BlackRock, by the way, I haven't seen BlackRock people showing up. BlackRock broke its support line. BlackRock fell down, but BlackRock also did the same thing when the market was getting a little bit weird a couple weeks ago, and then it started pumping hard again. So, maybe we'll see some upward momentum again, and maybe we'll see a top. It's consolidating, by the way, at a higher level than where it ended up falling last time. So if it moves back to the upside, then maybe there's some life left in it. Lillian Finance. Obviously, when you get listed on a token, when you get listed somewhere, then this kind of stuff is going to happen. So they got their big pump when they got listed, and then of course it drew itself way back down because that's what tokens do. But the question then becomes, like, how many more holders did you end up with because of this? And if you got more holders, then you've got a bigger floor. And if you got a bigger floor, then you're a better product because of it. So Volt struggling, it really needs to have that move to get back into this channel and start getting back towards that upside. Because if it breaks out of this, by the way, and you go look at this a little bit longer over here, and you can see that, we've got this sort of triangle formed, which is a great thing to be formed. But now you can kind of see here that over the last bunch of days, it's really started to become, originally we were talking about it as a triangle, but now it's really starting to look like it's still, by the way, a breakout candidate, because let's go look at it. We've got this parallel channel that's forming. So we got that parallel channel form. It really kind of looks like Ethereum at this point, right? We got the Ethereum, we got the channel forming, and we're coming in off the bottom, which makes it a bullish signal. Then we've got the triangle wedge, which is bullish signal. So I'm expecting a breakout for Volt at any point. I keep waiting for it, and I keep waiting to see it. I keep seeing things happening. Gate.io, I think they really got kind of, I don't know what the conversation was with Gate.io, but I can tell you this. When I saw the conversation with Venu, they already knew they were being listed, which is very odd. So that's kind of peculiar. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of awkward to know, for them to be saying, yeah, we don't have to worry about it. We're going to be listed no matter what. I'm not saying that's cheating. They were testing. That's in pesos, breakfast mod. That's what P500 means. That's in pesos, Filipino pesos. So it's about $10. So I do think that Volt, Revolt, Bone, I think everybody was unfairly treated in that whole thing, which kind of turned into a fiasco. But it's not for me to say. Like that's not for me to say. It's just my opinion. It's what I'm looking at. By the way, Terrarium is still in that buy zone. And I know some of you might be seeing Rodney coming out with his shit on Terrarium video. But Rodney shits on every product because that's what Rodney does. That's how Rodney gets viewers, is by shitting on products and talking shit about them, whether warranted or not. He is defending Austin because there was a doctor from Terrarium who was not one of the original doctors, but an investor who doesn't like the fact that MetaMonkey has an 18% exit tax. And then he said 28%, and then they argued that it's not 28%. Well, if it's 10% buy tax and an 18% sell tax, that's 28. No matter how you look at it, that's still 28. 10 plus 18 is always 28. Now, the question was, is there a buy tax? Is there a buy tax when you buy? And that was the question that I think everybody kind of had at that point. And so I pulled up a copy of what they're talking about right here. And like it says, this is pre-sale information, right? We're going to do this in red. It says pre-sale information. 1 ETH equals 5% pre-sale bonus token, 4,750,000. That's 1 plus 5%. And then this is all it says. You must have an Ethereum wallet, blah, 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 blah. What's that say? What's that say? I mean, does it or does it not say that there is a 10%? That says 10% buy tax. This says pre-sale information, pre-sale instruction, tax. So they're talking about, well, no, it doesn't have a 10% buy tax if you're in the pre-sale. Well, according to this, it does. So this entire argument is because their literature that they sent out, and by the way, I'm an investor in MetaMonkey AI. I am in on the pre-sales, so I do want it to succeed. I'm not trying to shit on it, by the way. But let's remove that and let's try one more time. Pre-sale, 10% tax. It says it on their advertisement for the pre-sale. That's all I'm saying. So when Dr. Pena started saying, like, I was all in for MetaMonkey until, and what did he say? He said, MetaMonkey AI project was looking great until they slapped an 18% sell tax for 1 month. A 28% buy/sell tax is unacceptable. I don't trust any project that forces holders to stay in a project by taxing heavily. That's not the right way to do it under any circumstance. So then somebody else comes in and says it is a total of 18% during the first 4 weeks after launch. It is not a 28% sell tax. Accurate details matter. Well, he's the one being inaccurate. He's the one wrong here. Why? Because what he's saying is not true, because Dr. Pena didn't say, he said 28% buy/sell. And he said 18% sell. So then this guy says it is not a 28% sell tax. No, it's a 28% buy and sell tax. So accurate details do matter. Then I said it's crazy to me that someone you buy something at 10% tax and sell at 18% and then argue that 10 plus 18 isn't 28. Then he says it's crazy to me that someone would complain about the 10% buy tax when the pre-sale is open and has zero buy tax. If the complaint wants to be lodged after launching of 28 total, what the fuck are you talking about? It says it right here. Like it says there's a buy tax right there. So I don't even understand why or what the argument is. It's just crazy. So then Austin said, correct, those first 4 weeks will have 18% sell taxes. That's so 11% going to liquidity because 3% is already built into the original 10%. So I appreciate Dr. Pena's input. But Big A Armory was still going at it because I don't know. I mean, but listen, if you're doing that, aren't you really just defending the lie? Because the sheet, what I just showed you says that there's a 10% buy tax. So it's crazy. The shit that I see on Twitter every day, it drives me at like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, what is wrong with people? But also, if you haven't already, follow Ashley Decan, NFT titty thing. She's a cancer survivor. And for nothing, if not for any other reason, but that she is funny as hell every day. Good morning to everyone, especially to the people who say it back. And it's at Ashley Decan, and she's done interviews on like Fox News, stuff like that, right? But be nice to people. Very easy when you have titties. Like they're absolutely hilarious. This is the kind of shit she's posting over here. Like, it is absolutely hilarious. Don't forget to treat yourself even in the bear market, and the guy's eating McDonald's. When he finds out I got a Ute scholarship. So anyway, if you haven't followed her, follow her. She's hilarious. So anyway, back to the market. Back to the matter at hand. All right, so it looks like we popped up to about 20,147. Couldn't hold it. Maybe that's the start of a little bit of a relief rally again. So really, here's the thing. Until this line gets broken, we are broken as a crypto. So that's the. All right, have a good day at work, Sebastian. But until we break into this at the right, we got to get on everything, by the way. We got to get over this line because that is the resistance line. And until there's a breakout in any way, then we are on this downward trajectory, and it looks like we're consolidating in that downward pattern. Again, this is the flag position, and we can see the flag right here, but I'm not so sure that means that we're going to project towards that upside. And it means, according to this, that we're going to project downward all the way to 1366 and maybe even below. Because if we stop and find out, like, where does it kind of meet? It doesn't always meet, by the way, so it doesn't really matter. But it doesn't come until down here at 1200. So Oh, yeah. And by the way, for those of you that don't believe me and you believe somebody like, I don't know, the guys have been doing it for years, like Gareth Soloway. Gareth Soloway says that we're probably going to flash down here and we're probably going to test some of this shit right here. But then what's going to happen right after that? A motherfucking bull run. Why? Because in the next 6 months, he says that it's going to explode and crypto prices are about to go through the roof. Why? Because he saw it on my channel. Oh, hey, what's up, Maddie B? Luna Classic is on a run. I'm not sure I would call what Saitama's doing a run yet. Saitama's up 2.7%, while the market, things like Quant, things like Engine, are up 7%. Uniswap is up 7%. Even Ethereum's up 5.5%. So if Saitama was on a run, it would be up at least 10% from there. Good morning. Yeah, so I asked Austin, here we go. I asked Austin while he was live if there was a 10% buy tax on MetaMonkey presale, and he made it clear that there was not. And that's what I'm led to believe. However, I'm also led to believe that I should never believe what people say. I should believe what's written down, right? No. Smoke the doobie. We're not going to arrest you for smoking it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I believe what you see, and what I see is what it says. And what it says is that there's a 10% buy tax. Now, why is it included on that? Why is it included on that document? Like, that's the question, right? Like, shouldn't that be the question? I don't even know where that goddamn thing is anymore. Oh, well. Maybe they deleted it. Ooh, that would be so gay. Yeah, maybe they deleted it. Oh, here we go. No, it's still here. But anyway, it says it right there. So, like, why wouldn't you just take it off? So, don't believe what you hear. Believe what you read, right? So, I don't know. Appreciate you coming in, Amit. We go into bull run if Republicans take the House. We go into bull run whether it doesn't matter who takes the House. And I don't think. Look, when Maddie B, here's what I'm going to tell you. When Republicans decided that women were not smart enough to manage their own birth control, I think they kind of screwed up their position, and they're going to make them. They just made it very, very difficult for themselves going forward. So I'm not sure that we see what I thought we were absolutely going to see. Like Maddie B, I thought it was a slam dunk, and it doesn't feel like a slam dunk anymore because, and it's fine to have like extremists winning against other Republicans. So when you're doing a primary, it's just a primary. So that's not a big deal. It's not the primary that matters. Up against Democrats so far, in special elections, they have not fared very well at all. And all the Democrats have just come out and said, look, Republicans don't even think that you're smart enough to manage your own birth control and healthcare. So, who do you want to vote for? And it's not working out well so far. So we'll see how it works out en masse when we get to November. But as of right now, it's not looking good. Well, they're not saving babies. They're saying that it's the state's rights to decide. So if a state wants to tell you what you can or cannot do with your body, then they can. And by the way, we're the only country that does this. Just so everybody's clear, it's not like we're morally superior to anyone or anybody. It's, this is one of those things where that's not what we're doing, Crypto B. What we're doing is we're saying that if you want to, then you just got to go to another state and do it, because you can still do it, because that's the way it works here. So it's a constitutional republic. So if you want to go, if you live in Texas and you can't get one, go to Arkansas. No big deal. Take a ride to New Mexico. It's cool. And guess what? You can't be restricted from traveling through the country, because that's freedom. And if you don't have freedom, you don't have America anyway. So this is a very bad move. This was a horrible play. The play here was education, because what you just said was you made a mockery of the Constitution, is really what happened. And you can look at it however you want, and you can say, oh, baby, or whatever you want to say, but you made a mockery of the Constitution, because you said that a woman can't manage her own health care because she can't be trusted with it. So you got to restrict it. Oh, but also you got to have a lot of guns, because it's not the guns' fault, right? Like you're making a nonsense argument to justify one law while you're making the same argument to justify the other law. It makes no sense. And when people start to see that, then you have a problem. You have to be consistent. So the consistency should have been that it should have been that this was already settled law, should have been made a law to begin with. The fact that it was overturned as something and gone back to the states is just, look, I don't care, because it doesn't matter to me. Like that's in that context. But the freedom as an American is your constitutional right, and that was taken away. What about Ashley's diary? Yeah, her and Joe got to work that out. They got to work that out. That's going to be a little bit weird, but you know what? We've seen that happen all the time. Yeah, so they don't actually. No, they don't, because they're not Americans. The Constitution is here to protect Americans, and you don't have to like that, but it doesn't matter to me. Babies' human rights matter too. Then why are we not letting them all in from the south of the border? Because what you're saying is not true, because they don't matter. What matters is what you're saying, the American babies, because otherwise we'd be bringing in all of the other kids at the border and saying, yeah, they can come in. And yeah, we'll bring in the child care to go along with them. But that's not the case. So no, that's disingenuous. That's one of those, that's a straw man argument. That's all it is. The baby human rights, if they matter, then they matter. But guess what? They're not born on American soil. They're not Americans. They're not endowed with the protections of the Constitution. And it's a goddamn travesty that the Constitution is being used against the American woman. Anyway, that's my time. All right, guys, it's not financial advice. My name is Bleaves. I'm always right. No AMA today, I think. I got to check my schedule to make sure. There might be one a little bit later on. Otherwise, we'll be on at like 8:30 tonight instead of 8 o'clock. We're going to do like a 30-minute little wrap-up on the market and where it is. And we're still getting a pump on Bitcoin. We're still getting a pump on Ethereum. So hopefully this ends up being a good day. The Dow Jones is not looking as good as we would hope. But as long as all of these things start crashing the DXY, and the DXY continues to move to the downside, as long as that continues to happen, then we're going to be in a good position. So we will see you guys again tonight. Have a good evening.